The 2025 modern issue Morgans are on the table. They were released by the U.S. Mint and coins are in process and flow. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing this since 2021. This is now the fourth year. With this, though, we accumulate for months knowing it's happening. The originals. The originals. And tonight we can offer the Morgan and Peace Originals for less than you'll pay for one coin from the U.S. Mint today. That's a crazy bonanza. The Morgan and Peace combo is back. Look at that price. That is for two coins, not your choice of one or the other vintage 90% silver dollar, the original Morgan dollars and Peace dollars. It is for the pair of them in uncirculated condition on top of it. So again, the story of the Morgan dollar is the Wild West silver dollar, struck from the Comstock lode, the largest silver find in America ever, right? 1878 to 1904, 27 consecutive years. And then, because of the Pittman Act in 1918 and the melting of a lot of the older Morgans and silver being available, and the peace design not yet solidified, they went back and struck the Morgan dollar again in 1921. So now it's 28 years. Late in 1921, the peace dollar design is finalized. You know what the difference was? Look at the word dollar there. Below that you see the olive branches. All of the eagles in our 1800s history of coinage had arrows in their talons. This is supposed to be a peace coin. So the issue was settled by taking the arrows, which is a weapon of war, and removing it and putting the olive branch, which is clean, right? It's a peace dollar. That started in 1921, late in the year. The first full year of production was 1922, where Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco all jumped in. Now, this peace dollar also has lore in U.S. history, and that it is the last 90% silver dollar coin struck for circulation. We pulled gold in 1934, right? Turn it in, and then the U.S. Mint, the government, stopped making silver dollars for circulation in 1935. So the peace dollar is the end of the chapter. They're both looked upon as being the big silver dollars that circulated. They are, what, 38.1 millimeters, 0.900 fine U.S. coin silver, 27 net grams, a full ounce is 31, right? So let's do the math. $89.95 divided by 2. Yeah. My competition has these same coins, and they range over $100 to $130 each. Each. We're under $90 for the pair tonight. So it's only fitting that we bring these out at this time because a lot of people are joining in and getting the 2025 modern issue. And I understand the 2025s have the lowest mintage figure of any modern Morgan made to this point, at 150,000, and they are moving. We can't keep them in stock. We're at the reissue item numbers creating new flow. And thank you all for working with us on that. But going back to the originals, we do it every show, every hour anyways, right? But now we give you the pair as this year's 2025 pair is. The only difference is it's $91 from the U.S. Mint for one. If you want both of them, it's going to be give or take $200. And we have them available at that same price, by the way, as just a goodwill gesture. We want people to be able to buy from us and just make it easier and keep the flow going, right? But tonight we're going back to the originals, where the idea came from. Remember, 2021, it was the 100th anniversary of the last Morgan, the 100th anniversary of the first peace dollar, 175,000 each, and kaboom, they were gone. And today, can you touch any of those modern issue dollars for under $250? Closer to $300 for most. Now these silver dollars are the largest to ever circulate in silver. The Eisenhower was the same size, 38.1 millimeters, but it was a copper nickel in circulation. They did make silver Ikes, but they were only for us collectors. San Francisco Unks, San Francisco Proofs. I think I have a few of those in the show later as well. It's just a great topic. But tonight, the combo pair is a 1921 and a 1922. The last year of the Morgan, the first full year of production of the piece, 2 coins, uncirculated, under 90. And again, as I referenced, my competition is at, well, they're over 100 for a single coin and up to 130 if you want to buy a piece and a Morgan, which means you're north of 200. We're less than half. Heck, from the modern issue U.S. Mint coins, 2025s, we're less than half. We love our vintage coins. I understand why. The Morgan is the #1 collectible vintage coin in the history of the U.S. Mint. The modernization, that was the last modernization detail. Remember, President Theodore Roosevelt changed the look and feel of our coinage. All of our silver coins look the same, right? The barbers were the dime, quarter, half dollar. Before that, it was the seated series. Before that, the bust series, going back 250 years ago. All of our coins looked unique in the early 1900s. We had the Lincoln replacing the Indian, excuse me. That shouldn't have been that hard to say. Then we have the Buffalo, right, as the new nickel. And then in 1916, we bring out the dime, quarter, half dollar. But in 1921, we changed the dollar. It's the last of the changes. And uniquely enough, inside of that, it's the first one we kill, i.e. get rid of, which is 1935. Beautiful, vintage, at less than $45 a coin with our pair tonight. Quantities. Now, if you want to buy a couple of sets, you're more than welcome. We have a limited number in the show here tonight at this crazy price, as it says, the tonight only pricing. So if you want 2 or 3, one's for yourself or for gifts, or you got a young'un you're working with and collecting. I enjoyed it with my children when I was younger. They were younger. Now I get the experience of being a grandfather and going through the process. And it's amazing how much fun my oldest has with that. What's this one? What's this one? How come the dates are different? All the great questions. And again, I remember my grandfather telling me the stories. This nickel was from 1913. This happened in 1913. All the experiences on top of collecting our history, our great history. Soon to be 250 years old. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. But tonight it's the, okay, let's take a look at the past, which is rarer, which is more valuable, and make it the topic of our conversation tonight. The brand new 2025 Morgan and Peace dollars, uncirculated from the Philadelphia Mint, run 91 bucks times 2 plus freight, almost 200, right? My competition sells each one of these for over 100 bucks, period. Tonight we have the pair of both of them. A 21 Morgan, a 22 Peace dollar, and we're under 90. Should have been our daily deal tonight, but that was another special topic. But guess what? By staying with us and being with us right now, this is the deal. Don't miss out.